Welcome back, L127 here. So, last part in our RAFT playthrough, I went through Verona Point and get some of the notes from the grabber, and then and get to a further group on the story. So. Previously in Tangaroa, the Ruben and Detto met each other, so they stopped at Verona Point, and there is the grabber, and there is the grabber that basically stole some of their stuff. And Verona also came to this Verona Point to try to call for his sister Astrid, and then the grabber saw one of his dolls that he brought on the boat, which was Miranda, and we have found the grabber's nest, and he is presumably defeated by the rhino shark. Well, this is one of my assumptions, according to the notes, and is most likely one of the reasons that the Verona Point stopped the construction. Anyways, I went through Verona Point. I was meant to go here at first, immediately go here at first, until I noticed that I have missed one blueprint there, so I have to go back and forth and get the electric grill blueprints. So with this one, the electric grill, which is basically double the size of the advanced grill, or like the capacity, and uses battery as fuel. And we also get this wind turbine, which is basically the better version of the battery charger. I didn't make a battery charger which uses biofuel. Here, the wind turbine is basically free energy, so I might as well just take it, since they cost the same amount of titanium ingots. The only thing that really matters is how many circuit boards. So it's really easy to make circuit boards compared to titanium, in my opinion. And then we also have an ability to make advanced headlights, which is not so useful because it's only really extended duration and it costs titanium. And then there's the advanced battery, which costs a lot of titanium to actually get all the battery cycle through, to change every single battery in the battery cycle, along with between the chargers and the consumers. To change everything to advanced battery will take too much titanium. I may not be able to do this during this playthrough. Maybe post after this playthrough, I may consider doing that. But yeah, that's basically the text from the Verona Point. Before when I first headed here, which is Temperance, that I progressed a little bit on Temperance. That I have got through some of these notes and got one of the technologies unlocked, which was the advanced stationary anchor. This is a better version of the anchor that can be controlled using the engine controls, which is by this bit here that you can then toggle the anchors remotely, so I don't have to go down to actually set the main anchors. And I did that before heading back to Verona Point to get my electric grill. Anyways, I'm going to sleep and then I feel I need another machete for this point. And I feel I don't really need spear for this one. So I'm going to bring machetes as the I'm going to go with the machetes this time. Just in case, I'll bring some of the bananas and we'll make bananas. Anyways, I'm gonna make a third machete. I'm gonna price a bit of ingots and stuff. Basically, we are almost done with the available technologies. So the first is the machete. We're gonna make the machete here, and then we can progress further in this huge ice island or snowy island. So this is Temperance. So I will go for what I did in the last part, which I did as a part to actually get the in the last part to actually get one of the usable tech. So you can see here. So this is a town section, which is basically the igloo town. It's also known as the Moontown. We have to go a bit further, and then, well, actually, I'm gonna bring one. I'm going to take one of the new things available here as well. So what you're supposed to do for Moontown, so this is one of them, is to actually hold and pick up these electrical cables. And then get some of those electric cable to progress for this. And then there's a place, but you will be able to see that something isn't just right about this place. You can see that green gas at the surrounding that within that area, and it just isn't right. Anyways, the first thing that I want to go is to pick up these cables. So in order to get these cables, I think I showed you videos before. So this is a polar bear. So it's essentially the same as the regular bear you encounter in Balboa Island. So basically treat them that way. I will be able to get some meat where this is going. There is a chance for a polar bear here, but that's basically that. Anyways, for those Anyway, so this is where I went in the last part. So this is the observatory, and then here is where I get the advanced stationary anchor. So what is happening is that you will have to fall down here, fall down through this. Well, it will you go over this this snow section, and it's going to collapse, and you will fall down into the ocean, and then you will have to swim through and then climb up to this observatory and solve a little bit of puzzles. It's in the last part, so anyways, for those electrical poles that can be harvested will give out a red eye on top, making it easier to notice if you have actually collected or not. Collected harvested pole or not. You will need at least 11, so you will need to harvest at least 6 of these poles. And yes, and then we are currently driving a snowmobile. This isn't a really easy thing to drive, so. Anyways, you will be able to find some of these snowmobile huts across the place, and then you will be able to ride the snowmobile through this place, basically. And since this place is very large, you most likely going to take the snowmobile and travel through this place. So you may take your decisions and not take the you may make your decision and not take the snowmobile, because snowmobiles can be difficult to control. And here's a secret stash area where you are supposed to, and I don't know if I can actually get this to escape. Maybe not. So here's this secret stash area. You can find some loot here. Maybe this food stash. Only some leftovers, some patience. Then I will be taking this to eat myself. I'm going to remove this back into its original location. Anyways, there's another polar bear here. And then we can pick up these electrical cables. But I currently don't have the vehicle, so this can be a little bit difficult. for me to traverse to the next place I want to go to. Well, you are supposed to go to. It's the Moontown. It's just over there. So what you're supposed to do is to connect this.
Leto showed me and Henry some abandoned igloos. The boy got them open by fiddling with some cables. The big igloo is still shut though. I wonder what's inside. Leto introduced me to a man named Ruben. He was hurt, looked like wounds from a bear attack. So I helped fix up the wounds. Astrid used to fix up my wounds the same way. Where are you, sis?
So yeah, so this is some of Bruno's notes, and then this is also where Bruno met Deto and Ruben. So what you're supposed to do here is to connect, is to start from here and then connect the electricity using some of these electrical cables, electrical poles, and connect them to, for example, this house, which have some stuff, like this watermelon and stuff, but that's not what we're talking about. Here you can find some stuff, nothing too interesting here, so it's time to move on. And then we can then connect to this house, which going to have some tokens. Going to have some tokens. You will have to be very you will have to be very careful looking toward every corner to actually get to the next extent on this token collection. You can also use tokens here, but we will have to go a bit further for this. And here's another house. Here's another machine, I think the machine token. Yeah, I think this one can be easily used. I'm just going to pick up some tokens, so I feel like I'm good with this progress. And then connect here. Here. And then we have used 8 of those, so we still have 3 more to go. And then you can pick up some more items, and here are also some new stuff you can pick. And here's another note.
That kid Detto is really smart. Using material we salvaged, he was able to fix up my boat. Ruben is recovering too, but he doesn't seem to want to talk to me a lot. Both of them stare whenever I talk to Henry. Henry doesn't like the way they look at us. I think I need to do something.
With Henry back in the observatory, I would have assumed that Bruno decided to leave Henry behind and then move on with actual people, Ruben and Detto. I think I can go with this. Hopefully, So we're almost done with the connection time. There's one more house to go before actually this main one. And then here's some more stuff. I had too much stuff in my inventory. I might as well just take some of this. Anyway, so we're going to be working. So this one final igloo, and then here you can buy the silicone supplies. They're just decor, so I could just basically ignore those. But yeah, you can basically use the tokens you got and then purchase some of this decor to basically improve how your rave is going to look like. Might run out of inventory space before I can finish this one. Here is a summary of vending machine tokens. This and there have quite the bit of vending machine tokens that can be easily missed. Like they really want to like hide most of their stuff like crazy. Let me equip this head. Yeah, so here is a new blueprint. Is the advanced biofuel refiner. So I never make the normal one, and I'm not really willing to make the normal one, anyways. But yeah, that's basically the Moontown, and then we got the key item to progress. It's the Selene key. It's the one that we got at the observatory in the last part. It is the blowtorch. With the technology unlocked, and then we can progress further into this store location. But I want to go back. Oh, I don't really know how I'm supposed to go back. And let me try to take a snowmobile first. I think it was here. This direction. Alright, so I'm back at my rats. So the very first thing I want to do is to clean my inventory. Whatever I do, clean inventory. Because I have very full inventory now. I've got quite a bit of leather and something else that needs to be put in. Some metal. And then some copper. Glass. Flying goo. We also got some biofuel. I can put it here for now. Anyways, it's going to be about time for me to actually reach basically the last key location for this store location. Oh, we got a new recipe, which is the coconut bees. I got some more fishing rod. And then we'll just take the board and anyways. Anyways, the next location we have to go to is going to be the Selene Research Facility. It's those two very ominous green lights there. Alright. So what you're supposed to do here is... first let me take a screenshot. And I'm probably going to take another screenshot after finishing this one. And so we have to use the blowtorch which we got from the Moontown. And then use the Selene key that we got from the observatory. So Selene, do you recall Selene? So remember the radio tower. Yeah, it's basically one of the key locations. And then there is a Sparrow's com at Selene, so... Well, this will require some bit more notes.
I am called Sparrow. Whoever finds this knows that I held humanity's interest first. Anyways, I was sent to Selene alongside two colleagues, one of which I discovered was a mole by the investors. Had Owl been allowed to come to Selene, the knowledge of this unlimited green energy would have been monopolized by the same people who caused this mess to begin with. The other colleague I left behind. I did not trust you, Kaku. I couldn't. It was too much of a risk. I hope you will forgive me.
So yeah, so basically the Sparrow took the boat and then head to Selene facility for the reasons that Sparrow noticed that the Owl was a mole by the investors, and then Kaku, which Sparrow did not trust, and then just basically left those two back in the radio tower. And then there's Sparrow's com and Selene. And then yeah. Anyway, so this is the Selene facility. And then now it says the reactor malfunction, and then we need to insert controllers. And here you will be able to see there are 3 controllers that needs to be obtained. And then here's the reactor, and then requires the reactor key. And there's the laboratory one, which is locked from the other side. So the only way we can access this proceed further is the laboratory 2. And you will be able to see there's the green gas, which I kind of briefly mentioned. So it is radioactivity, and then to counter this, we need to equip this hazmat suit. We will have to hold to equip it, and then there's going to be a duration for this. So we better get it quick before it expires. So So what we are supposed to do here is in the very first section. So you will be able to immediately notice the the three devices. This one says RB. This one can be a little bit confusing. This one says actually says CL, and then here's another one. It says PM. And you will also notice the posters here, and then here you will be able to see this is 37 rubidium, and then how should I say that the atomic number of this element is, and then its abbreviation is RB. So what you are supposed to do is to type 37, and then this is what happens, is that you will have to type this in 25 seconds to basically activate to correctly typing all the three devices code. Basically the three elements atomic numbers within 25 seconds. So here you will be able to see the CL's code. It's chlorine 17, and then here you will be able to see promethium. We call promethium back in the factorial series. It's a post-game sub basically. So the promethium PM is 61. So what you're supposed to do is to be quick and then type 37 on this one. 17 on this one, and then 61 on this one. You can also check the periodic table if you don't want to actually look for the poster size. Anyway, so we progress through this very first section. And then here, immediately, we'll be able to see tails going here. Anyway, so this is one of the control rods. And you got some stuff alongside with stuff. And back in that Celtic place with a lot of those slowly builded. Well, and there is an inaccessible, which we have to fight in this very next part of the challenge. So you will be able to notice when I try to rotate this, that you will immediately see that these enemies and these enemies come in and decide to get you. They are a bit like the lurkers. Those bugs, and you will have to fight even more of those after getting all the three control rods. So this is the second part of this laboratory section. Anyways, so after through all those pipe sections, and then you get the second control rod and another item, whatever item it is, sometimes maybe. Anyways, so now comes into some of the most annoying parts of this, well, in my opinion, would have been the most annoying parts in the entire Selene facility. Also, in the entire game, in my opinion. So this is the laser puzzle, and the laser hurts you. Though the damage isn't so significant, it can be quite a bit if you're constantly taking the damage. enemy. So what you're supposed to do is to use this very powerful laser beams to break through these panels to get access to the door. And then here you will be able to see laboratory 1. So yeah, we are about to get into laboratory 1. And then here is what is a super complicated, well, not really super complicated, but can be a bit tricky. So the first, there are 4 prisons that you have to tweak and get this laser beam from there and to here, to this panel. And there are these devices that will obscure the laser beams. So the very first thing is actually very straightforward. It's here. It's going to be aiming directly at the second prison. But the way to the second prison to the third one is actually very tricky. It took me quite a bit of amount of time to figure this out when I was first doing this. So you are supposed to aim toward this mirror and then get the laser beam to aim towards that mirror to be able to hit this third prison. And then you are supposed to aim this at this last one, and then you have this last one, and we'll need to tweak a bit of angle. And then basically aim that mirror, and then you can then break the panel with the laser beam. Overall, very tricky one. It will be the hardest. It will be one of the hardest parts, or like if not one of them. It will definitely be the one of the hardest part. Yeah, so this is the third controller. So now we have all 3 controllers needed, and here's another note.
The Selene facility was built for one purpose: master and perfect the experimental reactors used to power the floating cities. No easy task, but it has been done, in theory. Yet, we do not have the people to construct anything but a basic prototype. It can be built for real, I know it. We just need more people. There's a place where the rafters live in peace with any survivors of the old world. They call it Utopia. Maybe there we can begin to reverse the damage we've done. But we received a message from the ministry. One of the investors has taken control of the community. Olaf Wilkstrom. I fear his intentions with this potential payment.
And yes, Olaf Wilkstrom, yet again. Yes, we're now going to put in the 3 control rods that we got throughout the whole run through the 2 laboratories and the underground tunnel. Now, control rods in place, cooling process is ready, and then when you try to pull the lever is that control rod stuck, and then you will need to do a manual insertion. And then here we got the reactor key, which we have to use here. And this is where the most intense moment you will be able to encounter here at Selene facility. Man versus fox. Who will prevail? So one of the three is done. Two out of three. And then after the three control rods are all inserted, the box are automatically dead. So, oh, there's an item I forgot to pick up. It appears. Anyways, then you will be able to get to this section, and then here you will immediately see this use. Well,
good morning. You're not... Oh, I get it. They left me here. Wow. Thanks for waking me up. Long-term cryosleep can result in a number of issues. So, you got room for a bioengineer? I swear, it's actually practical. Great! That's very nice of you. I'll do my best.
so yeah. This is basically where I get the character I'm using in this playthrough. And so we also get access to the electric smelter, which you can smelt those stuff with electricity. And here's a note. Utopia. I'm going to go back and then try to collect that one item. The poison is off, so I can just go in without actually wearing hazmat. So. It's not here, it might have been in the other place. So. Probably still for the stone arrow. The lasers are still there, so you can still get those. Well, yeah, that's basically Selene facility. And that's actually what you need to do to progress to actually finish this area. But there are still some things that we need to do before moving out for this, or whatever I would like to do. First is to have another screenshot of this completed Selene facility. I'd like to see if there are anything actually on top. Though it can be a little bit critical for me because I don't know where I'm supposed to go to actually get out top of those. But I know that you can actually climb up. And these tubes. These are going to be the and these are going to be this blue stuff, and yeah, this still hurts. And then there's the other one. And so let's not messing around with that anymore for now. But I don't think there's more about it. Anything that seems to be available here now. So there are two secret stashes. One of which is we have a because at Moontown. These two secret sessions cannot be safely accessed before actually finish off the reactor part. And one over here is here, which is, I believe, is the one that I talked about the poison, the green gas. So here's one of this, and here you can find raw pieces of titanium. Similar to the where you can find those raw pieces in Tankaroa. As you can find raw pieces of titanium here, I definitely taking these things because titanium is so hard to come by. I definitely want titanium for sure. Alright, so the other one is at the observatory. Which is actually a bit further from the observatory. And it's gonna be here. This is the other stash that you cannot access safely without clearing the reactor. Two head broths. And then there's just this one big room with a lot of stuff. And obviously going to come with some titanium to make this worth taking. And then resources are worth the taking. Then I got some scrap and titanium and some other resources definitely worth the trip here. And then that's basically all technology that we can actually unlock with to benefit to be placeable on the RAFT. The biofuel refiner and the furnace upgrade to be electric. Those will be the final upgrades that I can take. I guess this one failed again. Oh, maybe not. You are not supposed to bring the snowmobiles back to the raft. But getting one of these snowmobiles into the water will give you an achievement. Oh, so that is Temperance. Got 9 pieces of titanium. Definitely worth taking this. Titanium is so useful. 19 pieces of raw meat from those bugs, most likely. Anyways, so it's time to move on. Before I actually move on, though, I need to make sure that I can get out of this Arctic region, because it's really difficult for the RAFT to actually get out of this place. It's relatively difficult. So here, what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to try to get the RAFT escape from this icy region. And then we can just let this run for a while I arrange my inventory. So we are almost at the very end of this of the story of RAFT. doesn't necessarily mean the end of the series though. There's still quite a bit of that we can do. So first let me put some spy feed. So I didn't get much of the scrap. There's one technology I feel like I definitely would like to take. Before that though, I would like to have I would need to do the research stage. So we just got the advanced biofuel refiner, and then there's the electric smelter. So the electric smelter means that we have to get some, well, sand and clay. These are not geeks, and that's not cheap to come by. Well, each of these requires 10 dry bricks, so I will be placing 30. And then trying this is not gonna be so easy. And there's some places available. But I guess I will just follow the current for now. Before that though, I need to let this dry for a while. To make sure I am leaving the snowy biome. And then I shouldn't settle for this signal because it's too much of a pain. I will set it back to the radio tower for now, so it doesn't spawn this huge snowy biome. It can be annoying to traverse through, or let go around that. So I will do this just to make sure it doesn't spawn. To my assumptions. So, even though we are almost at the end of this story, we are very far from actually done with the technologies. First, let me get some of these trash cans going. Got some stuff. And then these are going to cost quite a bit of titanium. So put those titanium there. I feel that I'm good with the current movement. I think it's time to strand for a while. Actually, I should go for this. Actually, let's complete this direction. I haven't been steering for a while, so kind of. Little bit left, a bit left. Oh, no need to. Oh no, there's going to be an island directly in front. Before ending this part and then do some renovation, I would like to get some of this technology unlocked. So I got 30 of the strike bricks. And then this is the furnace. So you need a circle bolt. And then 6 of these metal units. The circle bolt is relatively easy to use. I'll take some of these charged batteries and then take some of these fully charged ones and then do some more battery charging. It's about to collide. or drop the anchor, and then let me settle harvesting mode. With this harvesting mode, I will need to switch my gears from simply this much stuff. To some actual mining equipment with the books and the metal detector and the shovel. Weapon is also going to be bought for the sharp attacks. Yes, we can now remove these ordinary smelters now. And head on to this this brand new electric smelter. This is really huge. So we can place 3 of these smelters. I may want to relocate the smelters quite a bit. Right. So that's going to be the 3 smelters. So they take batteries as fuel. And then I can smelt in higher quantities. So like for say this metal, or I can now smelt in. I now basically have a nice smelting slot. So each of these electric furnaces can smelt 3. So it's basically a shape of more of an advanced grid. It's quite similar in the way of the advanced grid, except it doesn't have the thing that it takes 3 slots. I'll take one of this head off. Haven't been on an island for a while. But what you're supposed to do as a part of your routine is to always scan through this these islands using a metal detector for any chances of titanium. And then go underwater to resources. Yeah, I will be prioritizing getting scrap because I still need a lot of scrap for my project. I will be ignoring other stuff for now because currently the most demanding is scrap. It's not on the other stuff. The scrap. So I feel like I'm just going to focus on scrap for this island. This island does have quite a bit of scrap, so I might as well just take it. No scrap for that island. So very likely that I am going to be focusing on getting the scrap. Oh, let me take one of these fishing rods and then do some fishing. Well, I'm going to have to time before actually having to move on. Let me smell some metal. I feel like I have to practice on smelting stuff. Let me go back to the bridge and then I'm going to wait a minute. Changing the bait first. There is an island. Oh wait, don't do the anchor yet. let's head towards this island. Because I'm going to go to a trading post for some stuff. Oh, I feel like I'm good with this now. So it appears that this is an Arctic biome. Well, this is one of the other special type of islands that follows up the biome that we just completed with the Temperance. So let me do some parking before heading toward this island. My inventory is very full. Oh dear. Anyways, let's head towards the trading post. I did that to save some space because I kinda run out of it. My inventory space is very low. Not the greatest, definitely not the greatest. So I definitely want to sell those already and then save some of my space. Since I have to go out. Well, that seems to be a way to go up. Maybe I have to utilize the snowmobile. Yeah, it was up here. Fortunately, the snowmobile did help me. So I was able to get this one. Yes. Time to go back and then I will return to actually buy some blueprints. I was able to get a lot more scrap. The next batch I'm going to smell some coffee. That should definitely be enough trade coins for now. A vegetable soup. And that's developed with painting. First, let me go sleep. You already saw the trading post as some blueprints. So first let me sell these for some more coins. Let's see. So there are some more blueprints I can get, like this advanced mode crop plus, medium crop plus, and then there is also another blueprint here. It's the detail plank. No, I'm not talking about the detail plank. Else, I got some stuff. And then here I can have some advanced scarecrow, which I would like to take. Yeah, I'm getting a second. And then I'm not taking the fishing baits now. So we got some of these blueprints. So the advanced small core plot is basically a nice looking drop plot with a completely different footprint for different number of plantable points. And then there's a medium one Unlike the large one, which is basically just smaller, this actually have very different, very has a vast difference to the normal one. And here is the detail plank. Add detail to your RAFT design. So if you have some of those relatively cursed designs with the RAFT, with those not so grid-like one designs, they are very likely to be detail planks. Anyways, so I got some of this technology unlocked. Well, still have to research those, but they are very to research, as in I only have things to actually get this research. So what I only really need to do is just basically have to research those at the research table, and then I should have those unlock them. And then just some basic ingredients, so it was very easy to get complete. And then the detail plank is actually at the decorations tab. They are almost dead anyways, so we might as well recharge them. Anyway, so I also got the advanced scarecrow. So normally scarecrow get damaged by the seagulls and then they wear off as seagulls attack them. But this one, then basically the seagulls were just simply not going to attack the crops in range, which is very nice. It says for good as well, so you're definitely good with these. With that being said though, I haven't really mentioned this this section. So first let me make the hammer. Or like let me take the hammer. Where's my hammer? Just in case I will bring my axe. Well, now it's just gonna be quite a bit of wandering states now. Nothing much special. Just get some house business going before I level the very final destination. It's very unnatural without these two pillars though. So let me add these two pillars. And was going to have some horizontal pillars. It's gonna be difficult for that to place. Because this is gonna be so many new locations, and I can't place this. The only way to solve this problem, there's a way to fix this. First is to remove the steering wheel. And then place the thing and then put the steering wheel back again, and then that does the job. So we'll leave this empty, and then I can place a roof here. And that marks the majority of the RAFT structure complete. Oh, I don't have nails. I only need some nails. Let me put some nails. Now the only structure left to be finished is basically the bedroom section. Anyway, so this is mostly it. Now I would like to replace this two pillars with the short one, with two short ones. So it's gonna be a little bit tricky. So first let me get some nails. Oh, and there's a large island. to leave the large items. It's a temporary support structures, and then I can remove this. And then that gets the structure, that gets the change completed. Still need more nails. We're definitely going to be colliding onto the side. I would have act quick before collisions that actually rotate my rift. This way, I will be able to put the roof tiles a little bit sideways. Basically, have this little section with this roof placeable. It's definitely not easy work to be successful, but this is a way to get this fixed. And then there is the pipeline issue I also have to address. So there are the purifiers, and there are also the tanks. I already have one purifier, so I only need to work on the tanks. Tanks is 3 Ingots. I will sell some titanium before I can actually settle for the water tanks. Let me collect these. There's going to be quite a bit of plastic for these things, for these water tanks. Let me continue with the roof. Making the door. And then the top walls. That doesn't really help, so I'll just... Yeah, I guess we'll be like this. That was let's see, the tanks take quite a bit of rigs. Going to take 2 of these. So there is an input and there is an output. So with this already planned design, I will be able to sample everything to make the piping easier for me to deal with. And yeah, the piping is going to cost me a lot more scrap, which is unfortunate, but that's the necessary. It's a necessary. Quite a lot of scrap. The only way to get this through is to establish the scrap empire. Else, now we can. Achieve water supply, an automatic water supply. What I'm gonna do here as well is to connect these water pipes to this section, and then it's going to be connected here. As for what I'm going to do with those sections, it's going to be revealed in the next. It's going to be revealed in the next intermission. And then I can connect the water this way. Well, it's a step closer to getting the water set up. And then we're also having a better approach towards the we're almost done with the raft design, or like the structure of the raft. It's almost done with the structure of the raft. Yeah, this is really trying its best to get the water purified. Anyways, though, for the rest of this raft designing, so the rest of the raft design is going to be in the next intermission. So if you want to follow the series, consider subscribing and turn off the notifications, and I will see you in the next part. And in the next intermission. So thanks for watching.